The preparation's in top gear for tomorrow's joining session, and we've got a good temperature. It's going to be max about 25 degrees here tomorrow, so I'm going to do it about 9 o'clock in the morning so that I can get the temperature around about 20 to 21, which is where the optimum point is for using this technical epoxy for all of the joins along the flanges and all of those forward wing frames. Now, the last thing I need to do is get all of this crap out of here because I don't like working in a mess, and Janet's going to come up and help me clean everything out. But first thing I have to do before that is underneath that cockpit, I need to sand that entire surface. That has been sitting for 3 years with me trafficking over it with all sorts of chemicals and stuff on my feet and the like. So I'm going to give it a good sand and give it all a good acetone wipe. The underside of the deck, the underside of the cockpit, it will also be wiped with acetone because I'm really concerned that there's a lot of contaminants on there, and I'm going to give it a quick one single swipe so I don't spread contaminants everywhere and get it all ready for tomorrow's mass epoxy gluing session. Now before I sand it all, I've just made some rough marks. You can see these black lines that I've got here, here and around here. It's imperative that the epoxy goes on the other side. I'm only concerned about what I can't get to in there once this is down, because once it's down forever. You can see it's a very level surface. There is a bit of undulation here, so it's not going to glue perfectly here. But once this surface here glues down onto here, I'll then be able to cork it all the way around with more Techniglue, and then I'm going to be tabbing the entire deck to the hull, every single place that I can get to, even up around the back there, around that stern bulkhead. So lots of cleaning here. I'm basically going to sand it out and get it ready for tomorrow. This will have massive dollops and runs of epoxy all over it to hold this whole thing together. It won't just be a polyester glue. We're using a good quality technical epoxy which has a very high tensile strength. It's one of the best I can buy.
So we're in the final stages of preparation for tomorrow's drop of the deck. My stomach's going like crazy. I'm really nervous about it. This is my mixing station. I haven't prepared anything earlier. But what we're going to do now with this is we've got a whole bunch of takeaway containers that we're reusing, and we're going to get it all ready so that in the morning we can just put the two components of the glue together, mix and in a bag as quickly as possible, but we're not wasting time trying to get glue out of the tub and measuring it tomorrow because there just isn't time. So yeah, that will probably be the last stage of the whole prep, and then we'll come back tomorrow morning.
Get it done.
Yeah, hopefully we get some sleep tonight.
Yes, I'm a bit personally I'm a little bit anxious about this. I think I'm more anxious about this than I was the demolding, because I only get one shot at this. With demolding I could have taken all day, but this thing is a one-off affair, and we're getting very prepared. We're just going to clean everything else out of here. Everything is now prepped, ready, just about. I've got a couple of little things to do. Janet's mixing station's down here, and we hope to have another guy over here. So we're going to have two guys now mixing up this epoxy into piping bags and handing it to us as quick as they can mix it, because we're going to get it out. Zach and I are going to be up in the front here, and we'll have another two guys down the back here doing the cockpit around the perimeter of the floor here where I've already sanded and prepared. So it's going to be a pretty full-on affair.
So we're getting the glue to melt it all.
Clap your hands again.
So we're getting the glue ready.
Clap your hands again. Alright, now you do it. Okay, ready. So clap your hands before you start though, and I'll shut up. Alright, so that's our cut.
You stopped
do it again.
talking.
That's our intake.
So we're getting the glue ready for tomorrow, so we can just put it in the piping bags. And it's a 2-to-1 ratio. So we found out that some of the containers are different size, different takeaway stores. So we've got these three are all the same size, so doing 2 of these and 1 of those, and I'll put them on a shelf. Down here I've got different containers that were different size, where we had a few more of them. So I've got 4 of the glue, of the white, and 2 of the brown, and I'll just take half of that to mix with that.
And notice overnight we're actually keeping the catalyst totally separate to the glue, because you don't want any sort of airborne transmission, because it might slightly go off. It's very rare, but it could happen, especially with a lid on. There's probably less chance of it. But yeah, we've got Janet's mixing station getting prepared. So I'm doing the base glue and Janet's doing the catalyst, so we're not cross-contaminating our tools and our handling of this glue. You imagine us trying to mix this out tomorrow while we're trying to rush to get all of our glue out. It just wouldn't be good. So this is a great idea of Janet's having it pre-divvied and ready to go.
Yeah.
This is my second last time climbing in here.
I know, isn't that awesome?
Tomorrow's the day and it's still 30 plus degrees in here, but what I'm doing is what I did yesterday, I filled all of the low spots between the bulkhead and the composite angle. So all we're going to be doing is putting down glue. We're not going to be filling and gluing at the same time. But now I'm just giving it a light sand, and because it's epoxy, I'm giving it a good strip with some acetone as well, and that'll clear all the any amine off the top of it, and basically have it ready to go. So that's it. This is it. This is all my time in the front hatches is almost over. Tomorrow we're gluing it, and that's it. All
Yay!
over. Morning everyone, it's pretty early, it's deck joining day and I've had a very, very sleepless couple of nights. I mean, I think anyone that's done anything like this can actually attest to what goes through your mind in the middle of the night when it's dark and silent, and yeah, I'm worried, very, very worried. I woke up 3 or 4 times thinking, holy shit, I hope this goes right. The problem with this whole situation is that I'm going to actually have to get this down as quick as I can, and we're looking at around about 30 minutes to 1 hour of total time from the moment we start to drop it. It's got to be done right, and I can take some consolation in the fact that I was watching the other night La Vagabond's Outremer being dropped, and they did it 9 times. I'm going to try and do it in 1, and if it's a testimony to my planning, if it all goes to plan, I can say that I've done well, given that a factory can take up to 9 times. Now, I don't have a gantry to lift it up and down. I'm doing this all with jack, so I'm going to do this. I've already put it down once, checked that everything's right, lifted it back up. I'm watching that time lapse here. The bloody thing's going up and down like a yo-yo, and I think ultimately I could be pretty happy if we get through this okay. I've got a lot of guys coming around. I've got all my mates. I've got Adrian, Steve, as well as young Zach, Ellen's boyfriend, and Janet here to help me. So we've got a fair crowd. Could be too many chefs in this kitchen today, but who knows? And given that Adrian's coming around, there's a bloody good chance of it. All right, I've got some counterweights here to hold the thing down. Just have a quick look in here before everyone gets here. Steve's already here. He's on time. Zach's in here.
Ready to go.
He's ready to go. He's even got the merch on. Look at the merch.
Representing.
Look at this guy wearing his merch.
Yep.
Alright, can't sell t-shirts if you don't wear them.
A little bit of a promo there.
Oh, Jervis Bay Brewing Company, that's great, yeah. No correspondence will be entered into after this.
What was
We're
that?
not going for a dive.
No correspondence will be entered into if there's a problem. It all falls back on the operator.
Have you got a photo?
My management is giving me the contract. I have to just explain. Alright, we've got 3 stages, but the first 2 are the only important ones. The first stage, we've set up our epoxy mixing stations, which is over here. And the epoxy mixing is basically Steve and Janet are going to be mixing 2-pack Techniglue. Have you used Techniglue before?
Area of this.
All right, this is like
it's bog. Plenty of.
It's not bog. No, this is. So we're going to put out 30 kilos. No, it's not that much. All right, it's a 1 to 2 ratio. Very important. If it has a yellow streak in it, it hasn't been mixed properly. So it's got to be straw colour. Very, very important. All right. So 1 part yellow, 2 part white. Please don't mix that up because it doesn't work if you mix it up. Okay, it's got to be exactly 2 parts to 1 part.
Isn't that the point? You have to mix it up.
You have to mix it. Yeah, but if you mix it arse about, you're in massive trouble. This is the problem. I bring in 4 capable blokes that are capable. Yeah, you're going to be stressing a minute. All right, we're going to put it into piping bags, which are like these.
6 clowns and a boat.
There is no plural gun system that can shoot this stuff, so we have to pipe it. All right, so we're going to put it into this.
Yes.
And then we're going to basically put it in, and then we're going to snip the top off at about a 1 centimetre opening. You don't want any bigger, you don't want any smaller, because we're going to put out a bead about 1.5 to 2 centimetres, which is what we're ideally aiming for. So that'll go in there. Steve and Janet will mix whatever their first batch is into that. Then we'll close the top up, squeeze it, let the air out of the top, and then we're going to pipe it.
Yeah.
So we won't snip it, we'll hand it to you.
Now we hand it to you, you snip the 1 centimetre.
You snip and you dispense.
You keep bringing it.
And the good thing is that you guys, what we've allocated is for Steve and Adrian to be doing this
Should
section.
you choose to accept?
And Zach and I are going to be, turn your heads, we're going to be over in there,
Yeah, over
in the front compartments. Once they're down, we can't get back to it. We can't get under there again, obviously, as well. All right, so choke the bag at the top, get the air out of the top, turn it, get some pressure on it, and then just get it out.
Get it out.
It has a gel time of around 30 minutes. Until I picked today because I knew it was going to be the coldest day of the week.
Yeah.
It is, so
Yeah.
we're set.
Yeah,
It was pretty good, wasn't it?
Yeah, the sublet you booked.
Mate, I booked it and it happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to...
info.
God.
The epoxy, the plural mixers, the 2-part mixers, are going to hand it to whoever needs it.
Noah, is it? Noah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
there's a couple of lions out the back there. I've already got a pack of wolves in my bag. I don't need any more animals in here. All right, so you're going to hand it to out the dispenser as quick as you can mix it.
Yep.
Don't worry if it's in the bag, but the problem is if it sits in that bag like a big kilo of epoxy,
Yes.
we're going to generate a lot of heat.
We're going to be communicating.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of yelling and probably a lot of fuss, but it has to be done quickly.
Yep.
Question
We-
Zach.
Keep going.
Ross and Zach up the front.
Yeah.
Steve and Adrian out the back here.
Yeah.
Okay, so the masked area for you guys, the masked area is the outside of this. This doesn't glue until it gets in there. So I need glue inside the masked area.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So
Yep. Okay, so have a look there, Nick.
Yeah.
What we're doing is basically you're going to do a snake, but please don't put any across the front here
No.
because we're going to get that jack out.
Yeah.
All right, so I want glue basically like
Yeah.
Oh, that wide.
this.
Snake.
Something like that, like a snake.
Okay.
But don't put any here, and I also want a couple of big dollops, like 2 or 3, maybe 4 bags, 2 bags, one over there, one there, just splattered on the floor.
The whole bag.
Have we got that much, Janet?
Half the bag.
We've got a lot.
So
I don't know if you've got 2 or 3 bags.
No, we haven't.
I've got 10.
The outside perimeter here will be 2 bags
You worked out
each, so 4 bags,
Yeah.
So
and
you
then
work-
whatever's left
You
over.
work your lineals out and this is
Pretty much,
so
yeah.
you
Don't
go-
maybe don't do it. Don't do it that aggressively. We just want a snake.
Or do it again. Do your snake again.
Right, so more like
But you don't want it there.
Not as
Not
wide.
across.
it doesn't have to be.
So
Right.
where don't you want it?
About a
He doesn't
three.
want
I want it anywhere.
I don't care how
Get the jack out.
Yeah, I don't want it between here and here to start with until we start lowering it because Steve, as Steve knows, we have to get this bugger out,
Right.
that jack out. Right, okay, what we're going to do, when Johnny gets off there,
Yeah.
because I can't have anyone on there once
Yeah.
we start, I'm going to kick out the back 2 supports.
Yeah.
So they're going to be floating, and the whole thing is flexing on this here, and then we're going to move that jack to here, and we're going to put a bit of pressure on this.
How are you
So this
kicking those out when we're beated around those things?
No, they'll go up before that.
they just slide out. They'll go out before. They'll go out. You just beat around them.
Well, they're just safety things. We'll take them out now, basically, before we start gluing.
Actually, what we'll do, we'll kick out the wood
Yeah.
and we'll drag the crate towards the front
Oh,
here.
right, you've got the wood, so
Yeah.
you've got enough to go to the top
There's
of
tons
the
of
bead
wood under
anyway.
it. Yeah.
Right.
So the trick is to get pressure
Yeah,
on the
safety.
jack. So I'm jacking that up now.
Yeah.
That crate will be free.
Yeah.
But when I kick out those back timber supports,
Yeah.
that's going to sit
We're
down.
all
on the
got to
crate.
kind of ease it all down together, isn't it?
Exactly.
So,
Everybody's so the way it operates, that's
So
up,
it's not going to punch a hole in that there.
and this
Right.
is down.
Yeah.
Just turn it.
We're all got to do
Don't turn it all the way. Just go.
Yeah, you'll
Yeah,
feel
slowly.
feel it.
So we're all kind of, the whole lot of us are doing that.
I'm going to say 10 centimeters,
Yeah.
and we'll just let it lock.
Just go 10, go 10.
It'll be like on 3. It'll be like 1, 2, 3. Drop.
How does it go with lining up and everything?
Well, that's what this is here for.
Yeah.
This is bolted to the roof,
Yeah.
and it's located here. It's actually not
Yeah.
bolted through the floor.
Oh,
because I
yeah.
couldn't. And that acro is not in place. It's a guide.
Oh, just a guide.
And
Oh,
down
that's
in the
what
front,
things
those
are
2
doing.
ones
Oh, I
are
see
just
what you've
guides.
done.
They'll
Yeah.
slide straight down, so they're
Yeah,
bolted to
righto.
the bulkhead.
Yeah.
So there's an issue though, is that I've got a 60 centimetre high jack here.
Yeah.
I've only got 50 centimetres. This
Yeah.
jack has to be replaced with that on top of a milk crate with a scissor jack
Yeah.
up in there with a block of wood. At some point, when we get down to
So you'll be past the ones
over
over
there.
right out the front.
we bring the milk crate out through here where we haven't got any glue at the front.
Oh, yeah.
Use this as the escape. get it to here. Once this is down to here, this centre jack here will have it at the height we need to get this out of the way. Put the milk crate in, sit that on top with a block of wood, and then it'll go down to full bottom.
Hang on. So what's that one doing?
That one's supporting the centre of the deck, which we're not going to be walking on.
We don't need that at all. That can just come out as soon as you
But we're going to need
finish
it.
gluing in it.
We're going to need it to take the load for this.
Right.
When we're taking these out. So you put it here. That's why I want no glue here.
So when that goes out, it's all going to just come down.
Yeah, remember what?
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Just do that again.
Okay, do you want me to explain again? Okay, we're going to drop it 40 centimetres. It's 50 centimetres exactly now. Bottom of the hole.
Yeah, 40, which is pretty much that.
We're going to drop 40 centimetres down till we can't go any lower on this.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get that jack and put it just under here.
Yeah.
And just lift it up a couple of centimetres to remove these.
Pull those out.
And then put the milk crate where this is.
Yeah.
There's a big 4x2 under it. Okay, the milk crate with that on top of it.
Yeah.
And a block of 4x2.
Yeah.
Like that. Underneath it,
Yeah.
on a milk crate, will then take the place of this jack.
Yeah.
And then as we're lowering the front ones, you wind them down.
Righto.
It's pretty simple.
When you take the middle out.
Yeah, when you take the weight with the.
So you're saying like when we lower these down to where as
They stop
low as
here.
they can get,
Yep.
there's 50 centimetres here now.
It's going to be here.
That's got to be here.
Yep. Actually, we need to do it about. We need to get the jack in place about
was
here.
gonna
I'm wondering
yeah,
what's the order here? So you're taking that.
Yeah, it's actually going to be high. It's going to be the height of the bottle jack.
As is always the case in a situation where we're trying to do something reasonably complex like this, several opinions are evident there, and we'd already dropped this once before, a couple of months before, so I was pretty clear about what I needed to do. Got a little bit tongue-tied, and the chaos began right now.
Some of these bloody idiots.
I was on before when we were doing all that.
Yeah, whoever thought we had a crane coming, he was all up for some excitement. This is worse. This is worse than when we demolded these holes. This is more stressful because there's no time.
Yeah, would have been.
All
Well,
right.
everyone here has no opinions. We're just letting you.
I don't have an opinion. I just want to hear less talk and more drop. Yeah. That's what I said goes down. Let's go.
Now, I know what you're all thinking, but I'm going to define a boat builder here. It is a noun, and it's an individual who just does precision guesswork based on unreliable data provided by those of questionable knowledge. See also wizard and magician. Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest here. This is the hardest video I've ever had to edit. There were so many camera angles, and we had other ones that were actually time-lapsed. And I just want to leave it here because it is such a chaotic scene. We had it happening for a full half hour, this glue application carried on, and it was quite intense. And the video just depicts the exact way that it felt to all of us that were actually trying to get this stuff out. It really was a bit of a chaotic scene and quite stressful. I believe this is the most stressful part of this whole build to date. More stressful than demoulding the deck and the hull and placing the deck on top of the hull for me, because there was a real time factor here. This epoxy only gives us around 30 minutes or so maximum, and that cooler day did actually extend it out, and ultimately it took us around about an hour before we heard that final crack when the thing went down.
Alright, I'm out. Yep.
You can't find the bloody car.
Alright. Alright, I'm still going to need one more at the front here.
Yeah, come on, mate. Right, come on. There we go down the back.
Great.
All of it. We haven't done the doors to snakes together yet. But we can do that when we lower it a bit.
Not to glue stuff to the side that you don't want to glue. We don't want this big white thing gluing to the. Yeah. This thing. It'll be like grinding the crap out of it.
Got some glue there, Steve.
How are we going for glue, Ross?
2 or 3
4
mixes
glue.
here.
Yeah, keep making it, mate.
2 or 3 mixes.
As much as Adrian can get in there.
About 3 mixes. 4 mixes.
Steve, can you do the top of that bulkhead?
This one.
Don't do around where that clamp is, please. Yep, Adrian.
Can you cut the thing?
Yep.
Haven't got the scissors. Another one. Yeah.
That's more for Adrian here.
Yeah, good.
It's going.
Where's that pin, Ross?
Just here. Toss it. You're right. I'll get it in.
How much more glue we got?
You reckon he's done
I've
enough?
got a bit more glue.
Done. Alright.
You got more glue? Are you out of glue? The glue test.
Yeah.
I got half a bag. Do you need a hand?
I'm out of glue after this.
Oh yeah? Do you want me to fold that up? It's about 10. Someone have a pair of scissors? Can you cut that? Yeah. Alright. That one's pretty full.
Now, Adrian, what have you done here, mate?
Oh, look at that.
Oh my God, that's like $800 worth of epoxy there.
All the roads around Australia.
Looks like it looks like snail trails.
He was talking about painting the picture. I reckon this is
how
a
good that
Picasso.
Yeah, that's his pro hard. It's his Robbo.
I get a bit emotional over there.
Oh, that's like a that's like a psychedelic dream up there. Wherever you can put it, Zach. Actually, over that side, along there,
Sleep over on the left.
on that side, right up near the masking tape, the bottom doesn't actually touch there. So the more glue I got there, the better. All right, we're ready to jack, guys. Right, no time for mucking around. Right. Oh, sorry. Hey, all right, we're under jack pressure, guys, so no one's underneath anything. How you going, Darren? That was full on. That part. How's everyone going? We all good? Awesome. Got to record these moments. This is the major milestone.
Wouldn't mind a coffee.
Mate, I'll buy you a beer at the end if you shut up. Jesus, this is expensive. I cannot believe it's going to cost me $50 to drop a deck. If I was in a shipyard, it'd be $2,000 for this sort of labour for an hour. You guys realise how good you are. Hang on, we're not there yet.
We're going down by 10.
Hang on, let me get in place. Right, I'm going to call the command. So we're going to do 10 centimetres.
Yes, 4 inches.
Okay, so on 3, and that's 1, 2, 3, and then you go. Oh, hang on. Yes, Zach. Hang on, don't do it.
It's not 4 inches.
Wait, don't drop.
What about 1 inch at a time?
Yeah, that'd be better.
1 inch at a time, Ross.
Alright.
We haven't got an inch.
No, there, Ross. 1 inch.
Yeah, there we go. Hang on. Right, hang on. We're just going to get our support. Just wait till Zach gets his support in place.
How long are you going? They're arguing about how much you drop it.
Oh, I reckon let's go 5 centimetres. I'll meet you halfway, 2 inches. Righto.
Yeah, coming down now.
Is everyone in place yet?
Yeah.
Righto, drop.
Veering, it's coming.
That's about 2 inches there. How we going? Everyone good?
Yeah.
Right. Number 2.
Hang on. Wait. No, you'll be able to get it out. Hang on, are you dropping, Nathan? Hang on. Don't drop. We've got to all do it at once. Hang on, everybody at once. Everyone stop. Everybody at once. All right, 1, 2, 3.
How much?
5 centimetres.
That's about it. Stop there.
Stop there.
Let's have a look. How's our seat? Is it still in place? Actually, Steve, can you do me a favour? Can you put your foot on the base of that acro prop there?
Ross, you're going to need a lot of your support.
Yeah, just give Zach and I a sec. We're just lowering our backups.
So, you want Steve outside lining the screwdrivers up on that side?
I reckon you can do it from the inside. Yeah.
All the way off.
We're a long way off yet. How you doing, mate? Are you cool?
That one's close.
Is that thing
I
going
can
to
only
get
go
caught?
70 and then I like to work this out.
Yeah, right. We've got.
70. I'll go 50.
All right. Well, let's get that scissor jack on a block
And move it
and
out.
just move it somewhere.
A little bit. Just stop there because you're a bit lower now.
Righto.
Hang on, Adrian's catching up.
How are we looking now, guys?
That's pretty just.
Adrian's just catching
At
up.
the front.
Yeah, okay, cool.
And now cycling down on this side as well.
That's it.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's it, slowly going down.
With that one on it. Fold it back through.
I'm getting a little bit seasick, right?
You're going to the Swains next week, aren't you?
Yeah, keep going a couple more weeks.
Righto.
Right.
Righto, Zach, get over to the station.
Yeah.
All right. So do you want them to stop now?
Hang on. Righto, stop there. Just stop there for a second. Let's have a think. What needs to happen now?
Screwdriver.
You guys can go down how much further?
All the way if you want.
All the way. We can go
I don't
another
think you'll get all the way.
10 to 15. We can't go all the way, I think.
No, you're going to have to. We're going to have to somehow support that.
Get rid of your TP.
I say this every time, but this bloody boat is a seriously stressful event.
Get rid of your G-clamp there and that T-piece.
Where?
On that side. Zach's got rid of the side.
Get rid of your support.
Get rid of that.
Unreal.
You have to put
There's
the
that
screwdriver in.
Yeah, just aim your screwdrivers as we go down.
We're close here.
We're not going to get all the way down yet. Well, you're already on
I'm
that.
hiding in the cupboard because there's
It is.
too many guys out there, builders
Get
and
that bowl jack out. Take it out. Watch that. Get touchy on that.
That's the spice to the video.
is he all right on the other side?
He's good, they got sorted. How you guys going, Adrian? You right?
Yeah, we're good.
We're almost there. This is brilliant. Thank you so much, guys.
Apart from a piece of timber coming up through the deck there, we're okay.
Is Steve? Where's Steve? Is he underneath the cockpit?
He's gone for it.
I don't want to tell anyone, but there's no bloody steering wheel.
He's gone for it.
Where's Steve? Is he under the cockpit?
No, he's gone for a haircut.
Steve's at his hair appointment. He's going to be cutting epoxy out of his hair. How you going, Zach?
We're in with screwdriver.
God almighty. It's just...
Hang on, let
Are
me
you
check
ready?
the screwdrivers.
Screwdrivers are in on this side.
Okay, I'm almost in on this side, mate. We are doing it.
Woo!
Let's go
this
another 5 centimetres, guys, if we
Ross,
can.
this one's actually.
Oh, hang on.
Drop your screwdriver.
Screwdriver's in.
Ross,
Yes, mate.
I won't be able to get it all the way. Yeah, that's all right. We'll get it. We'll be able to put the jack under it.
Let's go 5 centimetres until you're down, Steve, and then we'll jack it.
So I can come about.
Yeah, are we all going?
Yeah,
Right, now you call it, Ross. 1, 2, 3. Zach, you and I nice and slow, mate.
Go down to that.
3.
Wait.
Screwdriver.
Screwdriver, over there.
Wait.
Stop. It's jamming there, apparently.
You're going to hear some horrible
On
noises.
your mask, Ross.
It's too far back on your
Get in
mask.
here. It's going to go towards you. It's jamming there.
The whole deck needs to go.
That way. Look at it.
Neighbour's got an issue.
It's going to go.
Yeah.
What's Adrian's issue?
Just
It does have to go
This
over.
milk crate's
The
failing.
screwdrivers are in place, so they can't go anywhere else.
Yeah, and the milk crate's failing.
Move it that way a bit.
The milk crate's breaking.
Well, no, you can't.
You get that slide over.
Well,
That might be how it went, mate.
the thing you're doing, Steve, is the.
It's going to guide itself in.
There's a mark.
That's past it.
There you go, Adrian.
Yeah.
I'm about an inch back.
We'll get a bit less than that when we
Yeah,
get
because
down.
if
You'd be surprised when it hits all the bulkheads, Adrian. It'll actually adjust itself. It's
Slide out.
it's caught here. See how it's caught on this one?
Stopping it, Ross, from going back.
It's sitting on that, do the same
Yeah.
thing.
No, I want it. Just drop it where it is. See under the corner there.
That's too light, yeah. One more on top.
I'm going to start coming then. Can we get that down?
Can we hit that?
We need to get down.
It's going to come back out. Oh, they come back.
Right, start lowering, guys. Get it down.
So this is that.
All right.
Oh.
It's sitting on here. It's going to find its home in a minute when it comes all the way down to here.
Give it a bit of a shake.
That's it.
right up the side, dude.
Oh, that's alright.
It's out. It's out, yeah. That's it.
That's it. So that doesn't matter now.
No. No, we're as low as you can be.
Hey Ross, this actor at the back here, it's all stable. Is that okay now? Yeah, that's all good. What we could do is, if we could get some gloves, and wherever you can see a bulge or you can reach it, maybe just smear it and smear it out. Doesn't have to squeeze out, John. It had 5 mil. I want a gap. I want a gap. I've got some bugles here. Adrian, you can put it in the middle of the thing.
Can we let the G clamp it?
Oh, there's actually G clamp there, yeah. Give us some.
A big one.
Boss would be happy to see it.
I'm happy, mate. I didn't sleep last night. I haven't slept for weeks. This has been stressing me out, something fierce.
I've got no ooze in this hatch.
No. I think we get an amazing job.
All done.
Well, no, let's get those bolts in the side and that'll do us.
Anything else?
There's no ooze out here either.
No, this one's all good.
I'll go and get you that coffee, Adrian.
Yeah. Too late now.
Yeah.
Right, what we're doing, I'm just using up what we have left over. I've still got a lot more to go, but I'm just caulking around the outer edge. We've got, I reckon, probably 8 or 9 kilos of epoxy holding this cockpit down, but I'm just caulking this front face here. This is going to be fully tabbed and glassed down anyway, but I do want to make sure there's no drumming bits, and I've got Zach up under the back.
He needs more.
Here you go. Alrighty.
Can you reach?
Is there another step? There we go.
Don't get stuck.
Just epoxy myself into the boat.
I can get in there, I just don't want it.
Okay. Alright, so we're just down here in the engine room. And just behind here, that's the back seat of the deck. So everyone's going to be sitting with their butts up on there. But down here, we've just caulked in all this just down in here and just smoothed it off. So Ross will be able to come in and glass all of that there, and that will give it the strength. Let's get out of here. Oh. Freedom. Oh, awesome.
Thank you, Donald.
What do you reckon? You happy?
Oh, mate, I'm happy. I'm so happy. I reckon the only place that's not perfect is that top corner, and it's probably 1/2 centimetre of gap. That's it. How good's that?
Deck's down.
Almost a tear in my eye after that. That was brutal. And now I've got to cut this roof out.
Yeah.
Now I can start doing the hard work.